Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to my elder apostles at Great Millstone that rule well, that teach well, that taught me this truth. Peace, love, and salutation to the behalf of Adah, which is the host of David, which is the elect. Shalom. It's Shalom to your sincere Akim and sincere Akwat. I follow the Lamb wherever it go. Shalom. It's your brother Yanaga here from the Providence, Rhode Island camp. Okay, coming back to you again with a quick one. Just quick, real quick, And I just wanted to touch on this this topic real quick. Just to edify you, your Akim or Akwaf, okay, that follow the Lamb in truth and sincerity, okay? And the name of this topic is, just overcoming, the angry demon, okay? Overcoming the angry demon, man, okay? And yes, it is a demon, man, because the scripture talks about, that Satan desire to have us, man, to sift us, man, okay? And it's going to be like the littlest of things that's going to upset you, man, okay? In this walk, man, or in this ministry, man, okay? Whether it be, at work, whether it be things ain't going your way, so on and so forth, right? I just want to touch on that real quick because we are to walk in wisdom because the time is evil, man, okay? We are in these times, man, and we need to apply and use wisdom more, okay? So, I'm going to just bring us some few precepts to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and Lord willing, the sincere sheep of the whole soul of Israel is edified, and I pray that it's edifying, okay? So, the Spirit lead me to this precept right here. It says Ephesians 4:26. It says, "Be ye angry and sin not." Okay, because you remember, right? They are this. We are to take up our cross and just take up our cross and bear it, man. Okay, whether it be you're having financial issues, or whether you certain things throw you off to where you gotta reschedule, what I'm saying, whether it be from the littlest of things to things like you got a co-worker that's upsetting you, what I'm saying, like just something, like from the smallest of things to like that takes you off, man. Okay, so it says, "Be angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath," man. Okay, so at evening, sundown, right? Okay, you gotta learn how to let things go, man. Okay, you gotta learn how to let things be, man, because we know we living in a society where people are just ass backwards, right? And they're wicked, right? And ultimately, this is a wicked and sinful kingdom, man. Okay? So ain't anything is going to go in our favor, man. Okay? You might have some times where, things is, working out in your favor, right? You're having a good day, which, a good day for me is, I pray in the morning when I wake up, right? And when I get home, I pray, I make it throughout the day, and I get some, try to see if I could get some lessons in, or if not, I'll read some couple precepts, couple scriptures, right? And just be watching the videos of the elder apostles, man. Okay, elder bishops and elders, okay, and brothers, okay. That's a good day for me, man. Because we're I'm not of we're not of this world, right? So we don't care for the things of this world, man. The things of this world is not, our cup of tea, man. All right, we're focused on fully investing our time, right? And in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Okay, continuing to keep bathing in that oil and continue to keep building that relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? So Ephesians 4:26, and it reads, It says, "Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Neither give place to the devil." Right? Okay. Remember, it's a constant fight, man. Okay. So we gotta understand, man. Like, whether it be like something that's, aggravating you, right? You pull off to the side, right? You send a couple prayers to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? And you feel a lot much better, man. Right? Sometimes it's always good to, you know, um, just pull on the side, or just isolate yourself, right, for a couple of minutes, right, and just send a couple prayers to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and just leave him handle it, leave him handle it, man. Because, all vengeance goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He's the one that's going to recompense the wicked evildoers, man. All right. So I got another scripture queued up. All right. This is Romans 12 and 17. Hold on, let me get this here real quick. All right. Romans 12 and 17. It says, Salakia. Let me see if I can go back. 17. Romans 12 and 17, and it reads, "Recompense no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men." Right? Okay? Because remember, right, us being involved in this ministry, being exposed to the truth, right? The Lord require of us, a specific conduct, man. All right? Because scripture talks about be not a murderer or evildoer, right? You don't want to be found, in the blame, man. You don't want to be found guilty of committing wicked acts, man. Okay? You gotta, scriptures, let me read it again. Romans 12 and 17, "Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men." Okay? Verse 18, "If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men." Right? Okay? Live peaceably with all men, man. No, that might not be the situation every time, right? But you try to de-escalate, a situation, right, as quick as possible, or just use wisdom. Okay, by using wisdom. Okay? So, you wanna like just stay out the way for the most part, man. Okay? You wanna stay out the way. You just wanna lay out these wicked people have it, man. All right? Because what we banking on is the kingdom of heaven, man. All right? The kingdom of heaven, where brothers, dwelling in righteousness, right? Brothers, just happy, right? And just enjoying themselves, right? Right now we can't really enjoy ourselves, man, because just remember, we're in captivity, man. Okay, and the only person who's going to alleviate us from all of this captivity is Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Verse 19, "Dearly beloved," okay, Dawad, right, the house of David, right? "Avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, Vengeance is mine. I will repay, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai." Okay? So we gotta understand that the Lord is going to pay back these people, man. Okay? People that's bugging you at your job, man. Okay? Bugging you in the grocery store, right? For some weird reason, right? Like, I'm driving on the road, right? And you got like these Edomites. Every time I look somewhere, man, I'm always catching these Edomites like watching me, man. Okay? And they got those like Agent Smith glasses on, right? Shades on, right? So for some weird reason, man, but that goes to show you, man, this society is collapsing, man, and people is gonna be bugging the hell out, man. Okay? People's gonna be bugging the hell out. So, these Edomites that's losing everything, right? They don't have no stability like how we have stability, man. Like scripture say, Isaiah 33:6, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times, man. So they are the first thing they're gonna do, they're gonna act impulsive, man. They're gonna act off of emotions, man. Okay, whether they're coming to you to ask you for something, right? You just, you know, matter of fact, let me grab that scripture where it says a soft answer turneth away wrath. Okay. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger, man. Okay, and you don't want to be stirring up any anger, man, because when you know how these Edomites, when they get upset, they face start turning, like red, like crimson red, right? So just using wisdom, right? Just using wisdom, right? You wanna divert that is somewhere else, man. You wanna how should I say, like you just wanna just use wisdom to counteract, right? Counteract or counter attack, right? That situation, man. All right, because we listen. We know we living in some evil times, man. To where people ain't taking shit anymore, man. Okay, so it says verse 2: the tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. Okay, so yeah, man. We have to understand, right? That that anger demon, man. Like we walk in a different light, man. We walk in a different way, man. Okay, to you know it's, being angry all the time or giving heed to that angry demon, right? It's not conducive to life, man. Okay, it's not conducive to life because 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're gone, man. Okay, so let me grab another scripture, right? Matter of fact, let me finish this out real quick. Verse 20. Therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Right. Okay. Verse 21. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good, man. Okay. And there's a saying in the world, right? You kill them with kindness, man. Right. You kill them with kindness, right? So it's it's always good to have grace on your tongue, man. Okay, speak with grace, man. Okay, speak with just using wisdom again, man. Okay, applying what the scriptures is saying. Okay, and understand that that evil is not the way, man. Okay, evil is not the way. So let me see. I wanted to grab the one. Okay, this one right here. This is Luke 22:31, and it reads, because remember, right? It's all a spiritual. It's a spiritual battle. So this is the reason why I'm going into I'm going into precepts, going into the topic of just overcoming that angry demon, man. Okay, so it says Luke 22:31, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai said unto Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. Okay, Satan, right? That spiritual demon, Satan, right? Okay, now let's look up. Let me see, Luke 22:31, right? Let's look up that word sift, right? So sift. Okay, hold up.
Strong's G 4617, Siniadzo.
Okay, siniadzo, right? To sift, to shake in a sieve, figuratively by inward agitation to try one's faith to the verge of overthrow, man. Okay, because you know, some people out here in the world, right? They you know, they agitate you inwardly. Some people just agitate you so you could do something impulsively, impulsive reaction, so they could blame you and point the blame at you. Okay, this is the MO of Esau Edom, man. Okay, this the scripture talks about him as the accuser of thy brethren, man. Okay, he always pointing the finger of trying to accuse, man. Okay, because he like it says right here, by inward agitation to try one's faith to the verge of overthrow, man. Okay, but you have to rule your spirit, man. Your spirit has to be a fortified castle, man, a fortified kingdom, man. Okay, so when the devil start throwing spears and arrows and darts, right? Man, those things are counted as stubble, man. Okay, can get through. All right. So let me go back. It says let me read it again. And the Lord Yahweh Shai said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. And then it says, but I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. And he said unto him, Lord Yahweh Shai, I am ready to go with thee both into prison and to death. Okay? So yeah, man. Just touching on that real quick. Matter of fact, let me grab this here real quick. Because when you act off an impulse or off of emotion, right? Or impulsive, right? Right, and act off of emotion, right? The whatever you say, that's what's in your heart, man. Okay, that word heart goes back to the word lob, which means your mind, man. Okay, so let me read this here real quick. It says James 3:5. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little let me read that again. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Right? So that tongue could spark something that can, get things kindle, man. Okay? Get you upset, man. Get somebody upset. So you want to move in wisdom, man. Okay, you can't really, and this goes vice versa, right? You can't let what people say get to you, man. Okay? On this, because you gotta understand, man, is spiritual demons on these is spirits on these people, man. Spiritual demons on these people, man. Why? Because they don't have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures, man. Okay? They don't. Okay? It says, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity, so is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and set it on fire the course of nature, and it is set on the fire of hell. Right. Okay? Because there's a scripture that says it's not what goes in a man's mouth that defileth him, but what come out of the man's mouth that defileth him. Right? Roughly paraphrasing, right? So remember, we gotta understand these things and take these things into consideration, right? So now, let me grab this here real quick. Colossians chapter 4, verse 5, and it reads, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the times, man. Right? Because, like I said again, right? Just overcoming that angry demon, but you gotta understand, man, like, at the end of the day, man, when you really, when you get exposed to this truth, man, and you understand that, the reason why people acting the way how they acting, man, okay, is it's just spirits on these people, man. A lot of people in America is gonna die, man. It's gonna get deleted, man. Okay. This knowing this brings more value and more clarity to how precious, the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is, man. Okay? So let me read that again. Colossians 4 and 5, and it reads, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time. Okay? Let's see. Proverbs 21 and 23. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from trouble. Right. Sometimes you gotta learn when you overcoming that angry demon, you have to learn how to quench, the fiery anger, inside you. You gotta learn how to control it, man. Okay? You gotta learn how to forget the word, man. It escapes me right now, but you gotta learn how to, just quench it, man. Just quench the fire, man. Okay, learn how to take the low. Learn how to take an L, man. Okay? And at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong feeling small, man. There's nothing wrong feeling, like you're taking an L, man. It's just nothing wrong in that, man. Okay. All right. Who knows, man? Something could have just popped off where the situation could have been a lot much worse. Just me thinking as a man, but yeah, man. Just teaching myself, speaking to myself first and foremost, but I just want you brothers to get this, man. Just walking in wisdom, and right now is not the time to be so angry, you know what I'm saying? And leave, let everything get to you, you know what I'm saying? All right. So let me see. I want to grab this here real quick. Much understanding. I'm gonna read this here right here. This is Proverbs 16 and 32, and it reads, it says, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit, right here, let me read that again. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. All right. So yeah, man. It's a beautiful scripture right there, man. Beautiful scripture, but I wanted to get this one right here. Let's see if I could grab it. Right. This is Proverbs 14 and 29. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that hasteth of spirit exalted folly. Okay? So we gotta understand, man, like, being all upset, right, and try to take matters into your own hand, man, right? That's not the way, man. Okay, you gotta be you gotta scrutinize everything, man. Okay? You gotta scrutinize everything, man. When I mean scrutinize everything, you gotta see things for what it is, man. Okay? You gotta think ahead. You gotta be like a visionary, man. See things ahead, man. Okay? What if I do this? What's the consequences if I do this? All right? Because things have, everything have a consequence to it, man. All right? Everything have a consequence to your actions. All your actions, you acting off of impulse, being impulsive and emotional, right? You gotta think, man. You there's a consequence for acting off of impulse, man, right? So let me end it off on this scripture here real quick. I didn't want to make it too long. I didn't want to make it too long. But we gotta understand that this is very important to know too at the same time. It says Proverbs 25. I'm gonna end it off in this here real quick. This precept right here, Proverbs 25 and 28. He that had no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Okay, so you gotta understand how to rule your spirit, man. Right? These people out here, they don't have the knowledge, wisdom, or understanding like like we do, man. Okay, so we gotta apply these things. Okay, like the scriptures say again. I'm gonna repeat it again. That knowledge and wisdom, Isaiah 33:6. That knowledge, wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Roughly paraphrasing. So I just want to end this lesson off right there, giving all praise, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakodash. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.